So this is a bit of a remake of a video I did a while back talking about heroes I'd like to see in Legends of Tomorrow. Now, Legends of Tomorrow has been an okay show for me. It hasn't really stood out and been amazing, but the last two episodes were actually pretty... Well, actually, the last episode was pretty good, and I'm hoping this show goes out on a high note. At least the first season does. And I kind of want to talk about, like, characters I'd love to see in the next season, like characters heroes and villains I would absolutely love to see in the following seasons. So, yeah, I just thought it would be a fun idea to kind of talk about this and just talk about what I'd like to see personally from this series, And as always, I'm always excited to see who you guys would say who you guys would like to see in the series. So, as you can see right here, starting off Adam Strange. I think Adam Strange would be a lot of fun. It's been kind of it looks like it's being teased that the Thanagarians are going to play a big part in the second season of Legends of Tomorrow, due from what one of the Time Masters said about the Thanagarians conquering the whole quadrant and only Vandals stopped them. But I think it would be cool if, we had Ron, the planet of Ron, because there was a war between Ron and Thanagar in the comics. So I think it would be cool as, like, Ron had been, is at war with the Thanagarians, and they're at the brink's end of the war, and there's, Adam Strange has been living with the Ronians for, ever since he found his way there through the Zeta beams, and now he's their hero. He's like I wouldn't make him a Han Solo type, but that's what I feel like they would do to him. I would like to keep the whole Buck Rogers type deal to him. And what I'd like to do is have Adam Strange be this, this hero of the Ron Rebellion after, because it looks like Thanagar has been kind of winning a few planets by the sound of it. So maybe having that Ron has been taken over, and Adam Strange is like their hero, and the planet, he doesn't really trust Hawkman or Hawkgirl. He doesn't trust either Carter or Shayera. Nor does he initially trust the others because he thinks they're in league with the Thanagarians. But I think he would be cool. I think he would be a cool character to really play with. So I think he would just be a lot of fun to use in this series. So following that is Dr. Midnight. Yeah, Dr. Midnight would be a lot of fun. I would actually put him in this continuity. I don't think I would make him an Earth 2 character, though I'm pretty sure they probably would. I could easily stack this whole thing with a bunch of JSA characters, but I decided not to. I decided not to do that. I do have a few. Well, one or two, maybe one more, but that's about it. But yeah, I'd like to see a ton of JSA characters. I don't know if I would... thinking more about it, I don't know if I would make him an Earth 1 character, Earth 2, but I would have him set with the team. I would love to have him on the team. They could use a better medical expert, rather than just have, Gideon can fix this, Gideon can fix that. Because, Dr. Midnight's a professional doctor, and he's kind of like DC's equivalent to Daredevil, in that he's blind, but all of his senses are accentuated. He is a really cool character. I think he would be a lot of fun to have on the team. Maybe if you do the whole he's on Earth 1, maybe have it that he was one of the first superheroes, have him, like, set in the 70s, and... yeah, he just joins the team because he never, he always worked from the shadows. It's not like with the Green Arrow where they eventually, Arrow and, eventually Oliver came back as the Green Arrow or the Flash. He always worked in the shadows and was kind of like a myth. And since you can't use Batman, well, I wouldn't make him like Batman, but yeah, he would be a guy who would be working in the shadows, more or less. And I think he would be a little, skeptical as well as distrustful of this kind of of a team of time travelers, but I think he would come around to it. Anyway, so there you go, Dr. Midnight. So following that is Stargirl. Stargirl would be another great character. I know she already showed up in Smallville in the Justice Society episode, but in this I would have it that maybe she's now gotten control of the Star Rod, the cosmic control rod, or the Star Rod, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's a very powerful weapon, and either the Thanagarians or another villain wants it, and the team goes there to protect Courtney, who's now become its bearer. At the same time, she learns what it means to be a hero, and eventually, I would totally make this like a origin story for Stargirl. This would be her, or this whole episode would be her getting an origin story and her joining the team. I think this could be a very likely thing, even though she's already appeared in Smallville. One, Smallville no longer is in continuity with this universe, so I think it would be cool because, one, Jeff Johns has a major say in, I would say, The Flash, so she could easily appear in The Flash as well. That's the other thing, is that she could easily appear in here as well, but I think, yeah, it's possible to see her in Legends of Tomorrow, or even Supergirl. Yeah, Supergirl is now a possibility to see Stargirl, but I think she could, honestly, Stargirl could work in the DCCW universe, period. That's kind of the big thing I'm trying to drive at here. I just chose Legends of Tomorrow because it would make sense. The reason behind it would be that the team needs her weapon and protect it from, the Thanagarians or whoever wants to use it as a weapon of mass destruction. And the whole story would be her learning her past, learning about who she is and what it means to be a hero, whether she learns that from Ray or even, Mick or someone on the team. And yeah, she, this is the rise of Stargirl. I could see her making an appearance in Arrow, as much as that would pain me to see that. I honestly think, if you want to have something really fun, it would either be Legends or The Flash before Arrow. But now that we have Supergirl, another good place for her to be making her first appearance would be in Supergirl. But yeah, I think it's possible because Jeff Johns has a lot of say in at least The Flash. He at least has a lot of say in what happens in The Flash. But I think since she was such a popular character and still remains a popular character, I think Stargirl, period, would be a really fun character to see in the DCCW universe, and at least on the team. I'd like to see her as a team. She always works best as a team character. And again, I could have easily done this with a bunch of CGI, why did I want to say CGI, oh my god, JSA characters, but I decided to really cut myself down on that. Anyway, so, moving on. So, next up is Animal Man. Yeah, good old Buddy Baker. Now, I would love to... This and the other character coming up would be a lot of fun to use in here. I think Animal Man would make a great member to the team. Yeah, I would make him as a team member. I would love to see, though, that since we're already delving into the supernatural with Arrow, with this season of Arrow, as badly as it is, I think it would be a really cool idea if you did a story with them encountering the power of the red, the green, and the rot, and maybe even use Anton Arcane as a villain for all of this. And, I think it would be a cool, at least an episode or two, or a two-parter of the team encountering the power of the rot and seeing, what it could do in the timeline. Although, yeah, they're flying, as of the recent episode, as of this recording, yeah, they're now flying blind through time, but maybe have it that, Rip has heard about this power of the rot and what it did to, what it could have done to the world, and now that, they've completely changed all of time, they've destroyed the Oculus, and now the Time Masters, or any of the Time Masters for that matter, can no longer see through time, but Rip has heard stories of, what the rot did, and now that, and now they have to stop it alongside, Animal Man, as well as Swamp Thing. So I think that would be a really cool idea, and make him, at least Buddy, a member of the team. I could, because they need some levity, more so than, the humor, the awkward humor of Ray. So yeah, we could use another fun, we could use a little more humor, and I think he would be a great addition to the group in general. Anyway, so there you go, Animal Man. So moving on is Swamp Thing. Yeah, the red and the champion of the red and the champion of the green. Now, for Swamp Thing, it would be a little difficult. This would probably be the most difficult of the all the characters I've suggested so far, because, yeah, you really need to make that Swamp Thing suit's probably going to be expensive to use. Why do you think they use so little of Ray in his Atom suit? Because that thing is hard to maintain. That thing is hard to, they don't want to spend money on, repairing that suit every time. I don't think the company, CW wants to shell out that money, so that's why they use it so sparingly. Anyway, so with a Swamp Thing suit, yeah, it also has to look kind of practical. Yeah, you could say, the Wes Craven Swamp Thing movie, its suit didn't look, at least it looked like, you could tell it was Swamp Thing, but yeah, that thing was still a guy in a suit. You can see that. So this would be kind of tough. Would it be CGI or would it be a guy in a suit? I could go either way, but how I would do this story if I was to include Swamp Thing, because again, we could do supernatural stuff in this universe now. I think it would be a cool idea if you follow the origin story of Swamp Thing. You could do one story involved, them finding out about the red, and them finding out about the green in another episode through Swamp Thing. And maybe have it that the team has traveled back in time, like maybe the 60s or 70s again, and have it that they meet Alec Holland, who they discover, oh shit, Alec Holland's supposed to die. So, yeah, this would be another origin story involving Swamp Thing. Would I make him a member of the team? I don't, maybe not, but I would like to have that character in this universe for him to appear in the other shows. Anyway. But yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun. This would be one where it'd be a little more difficult to do, but I don't think it's completely out of the realm of impossibility, honestly. So, next up is the Doom Patrol. Now, the Doom Patrol would be interesting because what I'd like to do is maybe have it that these guys were in the past and they were the Doom Patrol was actually the first metahumans. They were the first real metahumans before the particle accelerator explosion. But like Dr. Midnight, I would have it that they worked from the shadows, and they were kind of considered to be like legends. They not really legends, more like myths. And yeah, I would have it that the chief has been, the chief more or less hid their, actions while Robot Man, Negative Man, Elastigirl, and Mento worked to protect all of mankind. So, yeah. Also, of course, you could probably guess who's going to be in the villain side in the upcoming video. So, yeah, if you can't have the Doom Patrol without them, right? Anyway, but I think it would be cool. Again, it's not totally out of the realm of possibility. I would like to see just another superhero team, and I would like to see, the Doom Patrol is. I think again, it's a superhero team that has a strong that could easily work. It's not totally out of the realm of impossibility. We all thought, they couldn't do CGI right with giant Ray Palmer. Yeah, they kind of did, and for a CW budget, it didn't look half bad. So I guess we could get to doing Elastigirl now. Anyway, so there you go, Doom Patrol. And finally is the Metal Men. Yep, the Metal Men. Now, I would put this story in the future and have it like this is another origin story of the Metal Men, where the team goes to protect Dr. Magnus and his new creation from being used by either the Thanagarians or some other group of villains, and the weapons in question are the Metal Men. And he wants to create this group of Metal Men to be the forerunners for a new metal race that will protect Earth. And yeah, I think it would be another cool superhero team. I just want to see another superhero team in here because I doubt we'll get Birds of Prey or anything of that like in this sort of superhero universe. So I think it would be a really cool idea to at least play with something like this, as well as Doom Patrol and the other characters I mentioned beforehand. So, yeah, Metal Men would be cool, Doom Patrol, all of these guys would be pretty cool. But again, I just keep my expectations very low because yeah, it's the CW. But yeah, if they don't show up here, now that we have Flash and Supergirl, even Arrow's, as much as I dislike that show, there's now trying, more stuff outside of the street-level superhero shit, so yeah, I think, any of these places could be cool, but it all depends on, would it look cool, would it work, and would they not screw it up? Yeah. Anyway, so you guys tell me, what superheroes would you like to see in Legends of Tomorrow, or just the DCCW universe in general? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.